the fact that you're well-traveled and the fact that you have multiple master's degrees and make a lot of money doesn't make our penis harder for you.
Oh, sales and dating goes hand in hand.
But because it literally is like you're 23, she's 23, she just graduated from college, she has no interest in you at all. And then all of a sudden you've done something awesome with your life and she's like, hey, I missed you. And I'm like, you didn't have my number. Like you missed me? It's been 10 years. I see the same thing. It's like down the line because you hold the course. Other people look back and they're like, I always knew you were going to make it. I'm like, you did not always know I was going to make it.
The only difference in that, Michael, and you'll appreciate that, is that so that 23-year-old girl that didn't really pay you attention when you were 23, and next thing you know, you're 33 and she's 33 and she's like, oh, you know, like, you look so good. You're so grown up. There's all this success. You know, we should hang out sometime. I'm like, I'm actually going to go out hanging out with the 23-year-old.
Yes.
Okay. Because, you know, no disrespect to you. Love you. You're great. But you didn't want me when I had nothing going on. Why would I give you the time of day now? And now I can show this 23-year-old girl the world. You know, everything that you're doing with your girl these days. So there's an expiration date on some of these girls. That's why I'm a huge advocate. My best friends are going to probably get upset because they've all married a lot of the girls that they went to college with and have been with forever. But I think unless you don't fall in love with your high school, college sweetheart, all that, the best thing to do is kind of like what we're doing. Be in your late 30s, early 40s, become the best version of yourself. And then there's just the wide open sea of women out there that, you know, you can show them the world rather than like, you've been on dates where a girl's like, yeah, I've already been to Aspen. Like, I've eaten at this restaurant. Right? It's like
you can just like literally see the creepy dude she was on a date with in Aspen. In your mind, you can literally see the fat, greasy guys she was on the boat with in Monaco. You can see them in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you bought your own trip to Ibiza. You can like literally see the fucking.
It's your own private jet that you were on, of course.
You can just like in your mind, you can see him. And then when you actually do see him, he looks just like what you thought. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I agree with you. I remember it's you know, and this is like a new industry now, right? Fresh and Fit, whatever podcast, your show, Access Vegas or Pearly Things, where there's a panel of women.
Yeah.
And the women, inevitably, there is one woman in the group who, for some reason, is unsatisfied with her life. You and I know why, but she doesn't. And she says, I'm well-traveled. And I'm like, that's not what we want. We don't like that you're really, you went to South Padre Island every year while you were in Texas. Like, I know what people do in South Padre Island. I know why you ended up in Cabo. I understand what you were doing in Tulum. You did not buy those bottles. And if you did, then it's even worse because no one's going to believe that you didn't hook up with anyone for those situations. You see what I'm saying? And like, a lot of the girls don't grasp that. They legitimately are like, the dichotomy is this. I am so in favor of women if they want to pursue a career, you know, 2 master's degrees, whatever, becoming a professor. If that's what that makes them happy, that's fine. The science is showing us that is not what's making them happy. But if they believe that that's what makes them happy, that's fine. What I have a problem with is then those same women come back and they're like, where's my man? Why didn't God send me the man that I was supposed to get? And then you explain to them, the fact that you're well-traveled and the fact that you have multiple master's degrees and make a lot of money doesn't make our penis harder for you. Like I have to say it like that, like because I want to be physiological with them, specific. Like, is it cool? Do I have a bunch of female friends that like have multiple degrees and are super funny and host their own podcasts? I love hanging out with them. I don't want to date them, and it's hard for them to grasp that. And then they think that that's unfair. And the contrapositive is also unfair. The guy who's super nerdy, who is terrible with women, who thinks that he's going to think his way into dating a girl, and then the thing that Elon Musk posts where it is more likely for a guy who has a retarded IQ under the age, that's their words, an IQ under 80 to get laid than a guy who's over an IQ over 130. An IQ over 130 actually hurts you with women. An IQ under 80 helps you with women. And see how unfair that is now. Oh, wait, I thought I was super smart and I was just going to get the girl. And why is she sleeping with Brock, the bartender? It's because Brock doesn't give a fuck. He just goes to the gym. He gets tattoos. He gives you a drink. He's up all night. He's fun. He's down to party. He dances. He just does fun stuff, and he's good in bed. You imagine that he's good in bed because all this vibe that you get. And so you look at that and you're like, oh, you understand both sides are coping.